Today we're working on this Maytag Bravos XL with the model number there on screen. Basically what's happening is whenever it goes to fill up, it's only working on the color setting, not working on any of the other settings. The letters LF is flashing on screen. That means it's taking too long to fill. First thing you want to do is unplug the washer, pull it out, turn off the water, pull off the hoses, check the screens for any debris, turn on the water valve and hold the hose inside of a bucket to verify that you're getting water pressure. If that's all good, you got something else going on. We're going to start by taking apart this back panel on the washer. And once you do that, you'll be able to see the water valve solenoid off to the right. This model, you got two different inlets, the hot and the cold, but you got four different solenoids on the rear. The two on the left are going to be your cold, the two on the right is going to be your hot. Now at this point you can visually inspect the solenoids with one of these mirrors. See it cracked or swollen up on any of them, then you know it's definitely bad. You can test these from the rear. It's best to pop the top and test them from up above. Which means you got to take two of these fasteners off from the rear. Go to the front, grab it from under the lid, pull back on it. Raise up on each side of it to make sure you bypass these hooks. Then raise the lid straight up and down. Now this little piece of humped steel right here is for tension. Now I'm going to take my channel lock, put the jaws around it, squeeze down a little bit while pushing back to push this out of the way. Now on the left side it's a little bit more difficult, so I'm putting the long nose pliers up in there, prying down on it and pushing it back out of the way. Now you can lower the lid back down on the washer, grab your control board cover and pull back on it. And once you do that, you just got to flip it over. Keep in mind there's a wiring harness still attached to it. Now you're going to have full access to your valve solenoids. Now these plastic covers are basically there to protect the terminals. Plastic locking mechanism built into them that keeps them terminals locked into place. So if you just pull on these, they could break. In order to bypass that, I take my needle nose pliers here, put them on each side of this, squeeze on it just enough to where you can see it kind of humping up in the middle. Then I wiggle it back and forth on it while pushing back so that it will bypass that locking mechanism. But once you get each one of these terminals removed from the solenoids, you can start testing them. You take your test leads and you put them on each one of the terminals. Situation, it doesn't matter which lead you put on there. Turn your multimeter over to the ohms of resistance setting. I will start testing these from left to right. I got my probes on the solenoid. As you can see, it's reading here as it should be. You go over to the second one, you got OL, which basically means it's not reading anything. There's a break somewhere in the circuit of that solenoid. Over to the third one, it's reading a nice steady reading. We pop over to the fourth one here, and this one is still a steady reading, but it's bouncing back and forth a little bit. Make sure to check your model number and Google whatever it is that you're working with, along with solenoid valve and ohms of resistance, and it will tell you the accurate ohms of resistance for the model that you're working on. Situation, we got the correct reading for the solenoids, with the exception of the one that is not reading anything. So this fill valve solenoid is definitely bad and needs replaced. If you don't have the part handy, you want to take this with you, label everything, cold 1 and 2, 3 and 4, hot 1 and 2, 3 and 4, going from the back side, 1, 2, 3, 4, understand the concept. And go ahead and take this out of here. Now we can pull this up. Pull back on this little tab and pull back on the plug and disconnect it. And there we go. Take it with you to the part store if you need to verify that everything matches up. If you want to know if you got the identical part number, that's what's going to be right here. W11096267. Well, now I'm up here at the local parts store / junkyard, and they got a little bit of everything for you to choose from. The problem is, it's about 2 hours before they close. They're not answering the phone. They're not opening the door. Fortunately, I'm going to have to come back and fix her machine tomorrow. If you like do-it-yourself how-to videos, make sure you pop back, let us subscribe, check out these other videos I got, and some more that's coming up.